Big bet. Go for audio. Mic check. 1. Check. Check. Broadcast. Go. We're secure.
Here we go.
By the mic starting.
We are rolling.
I need a starting to count $3 million on the table.
Okay, people, we're going live in 3, 2, 1.
And now, from the Bally's Big Bet Poker Studios, your hosts, Houston Curtis and Rick Marr.
Good evening and welcome back to Bally's Big Bet Poker, the fastest growing poker show on television. Brought to you from the beautiful Park West Bicycle Casino, home to Live at the Bike, the longest running live stream high stakes poker show on the planet. Hello there, I am Houston Curtis.
And I'm Rick Marr.
Tonight's show features a few legendary cash game crushers who've made names for themselves playing on Live at the Bike. Returning to the felt after a long pandemic vacation in Taiwan, Andy Stacks Poker is ready to prove he still has what it takes to make big bets and run up big stacks. He'll be facing off against his longtime nemesis, a man who needs no introduction, Garrett the G-Man Adelstein, a poker pro considered by many to be the best live cash game player in Los Angeles.
So true. Joining these two poker pros at the table is one of my favorite players of all time, Mr. Too Rich to Fold himself, Barry Woods. Barry's a businessman from Malibu, and while he considers himself a recreational player, don't be fooled by his cheeky grin. Barry has gone toe-to-toe with the best poker pros and walked away with their chips. Didn't we write him in his own theme song?
I don't know, Rick. You'll have to tune in and watch the show to find out. But for now, let's head down to the table for another hour of high stakes, trash talking, big betting fun right here on Bally's Big Bet Poker.
Today's lineup is awesome. Let's just put the stamp on it. We got Mariano, the poker vlogger. We got Andy Stacks Poker. We got Garrett Adelstein, Barry, Don't Call Me Effin' Greenstein Woods in the mix. We got Joe Madden. We also got Gangster Frank coming in. We've got Ling Ling. Ling Ling rocked a 51% VPIP yesterday. Like, that's MVP status. So Ling Ling is back as well. I'm forgetting one other person. When they sit down, I will mention them as well. Today we are playing 50, 100, 100, I believe. And we've got an action clock, so these players have 30 seconds to act per street. 5 time chips, 1 minute each. They are worth a bunch. You don't want to go through the show just burning them. You don't want to find yourself in a big spot without time chips. I hope you guys enjoy our new remodeled room. There's a lot of changes that have taken place. We've got some animations that will pop up on our immersive wall. It's pretty cool. Maybe a punt graphic if someone goes for the field goal punt of a 50K stack, perhaps. I am JG De La Garza, your resident commentator on most high-stake games here. And just remember that money won is twice as sweet as money earned. And Garrett Adelstein with the kicker that plays and a deuce of clubs on the river, 44.50 in the pot, and it goes check over to Mr. Stacks. Andy Stacks, that is. Well, this is pretty cool here. Andy now is assessing that his hand is no good. And he's turning top pair into a bluff, and it absolutely works. Well done by Andy Stacks. So we got Mariano in seat 1, Ling Ling in seat 2. Barry's going to go for the C bet. Ling Ling with top pair is not going to go anywhere here. We know Ling Ling likes to play a very aggressive style and likes to play a lot of hands. I got someone in the booth with me. I'm not going to spoil it till after this hand. Wow, and Barry Woods just going to peel with the gutty. Turn is a king and top 2 pair for Ling Ling. And Ling Ling sitting with $3,650 back. Bets $1,500. See if Barry Woods throws in the towel now. I know Barry Woods floated that raise on the flop to try to steal it, but Ling Ling's sitting so shallow.
27-ish.
26. 26, 25.
I'm all in. All in.
And Barry puts her all in for her remaining of her stack.
It's up to you.
I'll leave it. I'll
Ling-
take 2, but yeah, whatever you want. Doesn't matter.
2 boards. Barry Woods needs a 3.
Okay, twice is fine.
We're going to run it twice, Ling Ling says.
You're very shitty hand.
I'll let you know if I hit it.
First one, Ling Ling. Barry needs a 3 on the second
Yeah,
board to
diamond.
split it.
No.
And Ling Ling's going to win both. So we got a special guest in the building today.
Nice hand.
Thank you.
He was once portrayed in a movie as a fictional character. He is now the executive producer. He also designed most of this room. His name is Houston Curtis, our executive producer. Welcome.
Thank you. Was it a fictional character or a...
Oh, non-fictional, right? You have non. I said fictional.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hi, bro.
You guys spent time in Arizona before? Or?
Yeah.
I have.
I used to always go to Scottsdale out there.
Yeah, it's a great place, huh?
It's a great place. If it wasn't for the oven heat they got out there, man.
Yeah, it'd be a wonderful place otherwise, for sure, yeah.
Big time.
Even with the heat, it's still pretty
Yeah.
cool.
You know, it's a great party. 475.
I lived there in my early 20s.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And she's got that neat disposition where, after all that aggression, she might just actually laugh at you too when she beats you. She's fun that way.
She's very fun. She loves the needle too.
Yeah, I can tell that already.
I beat you out of a hand, Andy. Last time I couldn't.
Oh, we only played like one hand last time.
Yeah,
though. That was the.
I always vote for more of that. Love needling in games.
And Julio goes for a limp call with pocket 9s. Andy with 2 overs and a king high flush draw.
A lot of
I
beautiful.
won the last time, right?
The last one we played?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well, I'm gonna win this one.
Just talking away like he...
1,500.
Sounds like someone's listening to Mozart.
You have 1 big 5K or 2?
How about 86 of it?
Oh, 86 behind.
Interesting way to play pocket 9s. Julio goes for a limp
does that
raise.
Come on in or get out.
Just call. I don't want to raise.
It's such a hard no.
Wow. You don't really see Andy
out of
engaging mid-hand. And here we go, 4,200 in the pot.
Cocktails already.
I took a
Boom.
last night here at like 4. You're all in?
Okay.
Just want to get some a flush.
You have a flush?
A flush.
Wow.
Once or twice?
I prefer once, but it's up to you.
Once is good.
Once?
Did that just happen?
Julio just stepped into it.
No net call.
Wow.
Wow. So close.
And running it once, and Andy's going to win a $22,000 pot. And that just did happen.
Andy says, thank you for shipping it after I turned the second nuts. I appreciate it very much. Well, it looks like Andy Stacks hasn't missed a beat after his long poker hiatus.
You know, Houston, it's an easy game when your opponent does your betting for you.
Stick around. Coming up next, we have an exciting poker standoff between Barry Woods, Andy Stacks, and a man who goes by the name Gangster Frank.
Gangsta. You don't want to miss it.
Don't go anywhere. The action's about to get even hotter.
Welcome back to Bally's Big Bet Poker, and if you're just joining us, we're lucky to have a few live at the bike legends sitting at the table tonight, Rick.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's head down to the felt where Andy Stacks and Mr. Too Rich to Fold himself, Barry Woods, are about to battle with the LATV newcomer, Gangster Frank.
Coming to you from the Park West Bicycle Hotel and Casino. This is presented by Bally's. I am Wheeze.
425.
And I appreciate you joining me here on this afternoon. I'm a huge poker fan, and it's just pretty awesome to get to sit and watch this game with you, commentate. If you haven't yet, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Helps us keep the lights on. We've had a few problems with that in the past, but you know, everything's an evolution. Live at the Bike isn't going anywhere, and we're happy to be here bringing you this high stakes action. Andy and Gangster Frank sharing the same hand, pocket eights, or excuse me, they both have the trip eights, but Barry with pocket deuces has flopped a full house, and Barry is about to get paid.
$2,800.
Barry just smooth calling Gangster Frank's bet of 825, and that's gonna cause Andy to put in a raise here to $2,000. Gangster Frank calls. Barry looks confused. He's not sure what he should do here. Should he just flat? Should he raise? I think he'll just flat.
83.25. 83.25.
Color me incorrect. Barry's gonna put in a 3-bet to $8,325. Andy certainly must have alarm bells going off in his head at this point. There is no flush draw, there is no straight draw. But then again, what is he losing to? Perhaps just a better 8? He's gonna make the call. And now it's up to Gangster Frank. What do you do if you're Gangster Frank? This feels like a setup.
$26,850 in the pot and heading to this turn ace.
Andy checks. Very cool. Gangster Frank checks. Barry checks behind, laying the absolute trap. Andy's gonna lead out now for 6,000. If Gangster Frank makes this call, will Barry find a raise? Or is he concerned about ace-8, 6-8?
13,000.
Wow, and Gangster Frank puts in the raise. And if you're Barry, are you worried about ace-8 with all this action?
Yeah, absolutely. This is an incredible hand happening right now on Live at the Bike.
Barry's gonna make the call. And I think
he kind of swallows hard there, like he's not sure that he's good. It's hard to feel like you could be.
I think Andy could get out of this hand now. This just went bet, raise, call. And your kicker does not play with the trips.
10 seconds.
And Andy's smarter than most.
An absolutely world-class fold by Andy.
Wow, that was one crazy hand of poker. I'm not sure I've ever seen someone flop a full house against two players holding trips.
Usually it's the gangster robbing the old man, but this time Barry Woods ended up with all the money.
Call the ambulance, but not for me.
I have a feeling Gangster Frank still has a few tricks up his sleeve, so don't go away. We'll be right back with more Bally's Big Bet Poker.
Please watch the commercials or we'll get fired.
Welcome back to Bally's Big Bet Poker. The cards are in the air and the chips are flying. Let's join the table for the action.
Someone was asking in the chat if Phil Hellmuth was actually going to play. He is going to play on the show here in 2 weeks, 24th,
You know, one of the
25th,
biggest
26th.
concerts I missed to the
So
day, and
be
I
sure to mark your calendars. Tune in for
hated
that.
is the Up in Smoke tour. Bro, those Trey, Snoop, all the West Coast, and the way they had it, like the shows were epic. Like they used to have like production was like crazy.
I also didn't go.
Yeah, man, that's
Hip hop had a different feeling back then. The
Yeah,
whole thing
big
was just
time.
different. Very nostalgic, man. All that stuff.
Multi-way, Barry Woods with an open and a
again.
straight draw. Garrett's just going to bet 4 ways as the initial raiser. This is how it's done, Matt.
Fold. 3 players.
And a turn jack. I mean, it's easy when you bet 4 ways if you're Garrett Adelstein. You just know you're going to turn pairs. Something about the poker gods and Garrett Adelstein that just somehow find each other. Live at the bike felt. Unorthodox line by Gangster Frank, just leading, or sorry, betting the river, blah, 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 betting on the button.
What'd you order, Mariano? Beef ramen? Ah, smells amazing, man. I have to get that. Yeah, I have to get that later. Yeah, you told me about it yesterday. Yeah, never ordered it though.
Oh, got it. Heads up. Check.
River's a 9. Gangster Frank with only 4,000 back.
all in.
And an all in
35-75.
with 10 high.
25, 7, 35, 50. You saved $25, brother.
I love this bet, but I don't love all the talking from Gangster Frank. I feel like that's the thing that Garrett picks up on.
No, that was some good speech play.
Seconds. I guess I'll fold. Fold.
That was some of the best speech play I've ever seen.
Yeah, 8-7.
Giving Garrett time chips, staring him
You
down,
would have had it.
told him he had a
8-7,
straight,
yeah.
then said he didn't have a straight.
They said 22 and then Garrett behind.
Damn, bro, I gotta bet you out of the hand.
You did.
Oh,
Well played.
shit, bro.
That's awesome.
See? If he put this on earlier, he would have called on the river.
I brought these just for Garrett.
Wrong hand late.
Okay, did I just see what I thought I saw? Did Gangster Frank just bluff the G-Man holding only 10 high?
10 high, like a boss. Now let's hear from the gangsta himself about that bluff. Live at the Bike creative producer, Matthew Sefcek, is standing by with an interview.
What's up, guys? I'm Weez. I'm here at Live at the Bike with Gangster Frank. You've had a big session today. Got to ask you, first of all, how'd you come up with the name Gangster Frank?
It was the players. Usually when I go to a poker club, they just give me the nickname Gangster Frank, and it's stuck there.
So you didn't choose it. It was given to you.
Yeah, definitely. Somebody, everywhere I went, like looking for Gangster Frank. Has he been here? And ever since then, I'm Gangster Frank.
So you're playing in a lot of home games. Now you're playing in the casinos here at Live at the Bike. What's it been like playing on the show?
It's really good. I like it that it makes people want to bluff, to try to look good on the camera. So it just gives it a little bit more edge to the game and makes people want to try harder. So I like it.
Speaking of bluffs, you pulled off a massive bluff against one of the GOATs, one of the great legends in LA poker cash games, Garrett Adelstein. Tell me, 10 high, that's all you had. What was going through your mind when you pulled the trigger on that bluff?
The board was paired, and I was thinking, I believe it was 5-5-6. I was holding a 10-8, and he raised pre-flop. In my head, I was thinking, you know what, he has ace-king, ace-queen, something like that. So I couldn't re-raise him on the flop because it was going to make me look kind of weak. So I just smooth called. On the turn, he checked. I bet nothing crazy. He called on the river. I kind of went heavy, and he just let it go.
It turned out that he actually had top pair, was actually a jack. So he had top pair. He had a jack on the turn. So knowing that, I mean, if you had known that he had a pair of jacks there, do you think you could have pulled that trigger?
No. See, Garrett's one of my favorite players. I like the way he plays, and he's really good at reading people. And I put him on straight air, and I just made a move, but I got lucky he folded. I thought he was going to call.
Really appreciate you coming out here and playing Gangster Frank here on Live at the Bike.
I'm Gangster Frank, and you're watching Live at the Bike.
Houston, you know what? These things really do make you feel like a gangster.
Dude, you look like James Bond popped a Molly and went to EDC.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right. Well, we'll be right back with more Bally's Big Bet Poker.
Where am I?
Don't go away, because we'll be right back after the break.
Welcome back to Bally's Big Bet Poker, shot live at the Bike from the beautiful Park West Bicycle Hotel and Casino. I am Houston Curtis. As always, I'm sitting next to the very dapper Mr. Rick Marr.
Wow, well, for a moment there, it was Molly Man, not to be confused with Molly's Game.
That too. How about we get back to the poker action before someone at the network calls the feds?
I've got Molly's number. Sure,
not
sure
that Molly.
Oh. Let's get to the game.
Barry up $56,000. Garrett up $23,000. Mariano up $17,000. The three pros at the table up the most. Barry the chat and smash the like button. So when he comes back, we're over 1,000 likes. Can you do it? Aaron T. Clear Thirsty 6. Straight Up Poker. Sequil Gamble Poker. Dallas H. Vic Holcomb. Who is going to smash the like button and put us over 1,000 likes before Matt comes back in the building? Joe Mignor. Gerard Gilchrist, Josh Barr, Propon, Daco Maz. If you guys like this lineup with Garrett Adelstein and Andy in the building and Gangster Frank, Barry Woods, Ling Ling, Mariano, smash that like button now. Let's see how many likes we can smash till Matt comes back in the building, the creative producer. Can we hit over 1,100 likes? You guys want to put a smile on his face? You want him to do a backflip over the Bally's desk that I'm commentating on? Let's keep mashing that like button. And thank you guys for your endless support and helping our channel grow. This has been an honor to commentate with you guys today. I've played poker with a lot of these poker players actually on this table. I think the only player I haven't played with is Mariano. Action quiets down. Garrett with 2 3s.
4,000.
Is going to rep an ace. And thank you guys. You guys easily mashed over 1,000 likes. You guys are the best. I've always preached that since I started commentating. You guys are better than Google. I ask you guys a question. You guys have a quick answer for me. I ask you guys for support. You guys support the brand. Thank you very much. From myself, the Live at the Bike team, and Bally's Interactive. Andy now in a spot as he goes bet and a raise from G-Man. And Andy in the tank, and Andy only has 1 time chip left. He used his time chip.
I already used the time chip. It's already on it.
Yeah, you already.
Oh.
I believe Andy only has 1 time chip.
What was the last time?
Wow, Andy makes the call, and I wonder now how much pressure Garrett's going to put in the rest of this hand. And no need for Garrett to bluff. Garrett gets there with a straight. Garrett Adelstein, the man who runs good, goes check, check. And if this isn't one of the most awesome camera views of these two heavyweights sitting side by side, the two men who have probably played, if you put all their pots together over the years, probably over 50 million worth of pots sprinkled back and forth and left and right between these two players.
5,000. Seconds.
And just a good fold by Andy, who we've seen Andy's capable of making light calls that are correct, sometimes incorrect, and just a solid fold.
If there's one thing I know about the G-Man, he is like an Amtrak train.
Oh, you mean he's always late and overpriced and made out of metal?
No, he always gets there. Open-ended straight draw, gut shot straight draw, backdoor flush draw. It doesn't matter. He has it every time.
Yeah, it's nice to run good. Let's see how Andy Stacks responds. I may sense a little bit of tilt brewing. We'll be right back with more Bally's Big Bet Poker.
When we return, a heart gets broken. Aww.
Welcome back to Bally's Big Bet Poker. Now, if you're just joining us, Andy Stacks lost an infuriating hand to his longtime rival, Garrett Adelstein. Now, let's see if Andy can keep his composure or if his poker training is about to go off the rails.
It's like so basic.
Oh.
No 800?
Straddles on.
Yeah.
There it is.
Andy will do it.
Raise 800.
Andy is not.
I don't think you're talking
like raising with.
Different talk to
26.
Re-raise 2,600.
Sorry about that, guys.
I've got this air conditioner's been putting feathers in my throat.
I still feel like we're in the zone where it's not okay to cough in public, yeah.
Even though I know it's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're past that now, though.
Time chip.
And Garrett with the 3-bet. And Gangster Frank
It's 18 on top of it.
with an unknown hand. It's now released. How good is Gangster Frank's hand?
Call.
So without looking at Gangster Frank's hand, what do we think he has in the chat?
Once again, I'm not
I think he has something like pocket jacks, pocket nines, maybe ace king. Let's see what Gangster Frank has, but that's the range that I'm pinning him on. A healthy range. Here we go.
Check.
And if I am Garrett,
Check.
I'm a little bit worried by Gangster Frank's cold call. Turn 6 of hearts. Andy with the nut flush draw. Gangster Frank checks it over one more time.
Check. Bet. 3,000.
Andy with the snap bet.
Fold. Call.
And a call by Gangster Frank. So let's see if Gangster Frank does have those middling pairs. I believe he does.
18 more.
Pocket jacks.
Well, now he's got 15.
15.
15 on top.
Pocket jacks.
Huh?
Yep.
Oh shit, that scared the fuck out of me.
Maybe even pocket eights for a straight draw and a heart. Putting it in play.
It's just been a really long time.
Bet. 8,000. Fold.
Good bet, bro.
And a bet of $8,000. And Gangster Frank did have ace king, the hands that we pinned him on. And he's very lucky that there was no heart on the river.
Yeah, we're still waiting on chips for.
And Andy
And
stacks
Julio.
poker.
And Julio.
Yeah, because they were asking him for his information.
That'd be great. Can you check up?
Maybe we need to start calling him Gangster Andy because that bluff was absolutely filthy.
Oh yeah, I think I need a cold shower after that one. Early on, it looked like Andy was going to go full tilt, trying to bluff Barry with Jack 4 off, but his continued aggression was the right move at the right time.
Jack 4 offsuit. Now, where have I heard of that hand before?
Sounds familiar. Don't get me started, but maybe we should ask Garrett.
Speaking of Garrett, when we return, we'll go into the Live at the Bike poker vaults to watch a legendary hand between Garrett Adelstein and Andy Stacks.
We'll be right back with more from Bally's Big Bet Poker.
Welcome back to Bally's Big Bet Poker. Now, before we go down to the table, we're going to speak with Live at the Bike's producer, Wayne the Brain Chong, about a legendary hand of poker from our Live at the Bike vault.
Thanks, Houston. One of the biggest rivalries in No One Hold'em that was never on camera is Andy Stacks Poker versus Macau Jackie. We finally got them on camera, and they ended up playing the biggest pot in Live at the Bike history at that time.
And now, let's set the proper coordinates with our fully charged Big Bet Flux capacitor at 1.21 gigawatts as we travel with you back in time to reveal tonight's special video featuring the most iconic and historic legends of poker. Greatest OMG moments.
Wow, he's going to make the call. Again, Andy's got 156,000 left. So add that graphic 124 plus about 32. 125,300 to the river. Let's see if we see a cream river. The river's a 9! Oh, quad 9s versus top full house. And Jackie has checked at the end here. You can't make this stuff up. Double paired board. How is Andy not going to get stacked here? And it looks like Andy has bet 70,000, and there's the all-in. And Andy calls, and this is unbelievable. Jackie's going to win it with quad 9s over.
Thank you, Wayne the Brain. Let's head back down the table and pick up on the red hot action.
Double bomb pot. Is that what you're saying?
Why stop at double? Let's do triple.
Triple bomb pot.
3 boards. 3
Triple
boards.
With 5 cards.
Fold. 3 boards. Raise the 7. 700. Call. 3 raise. 4,000. Fold.
Oh,
Who, Garrett?
I'm gonna need a minute here. Seven, 4. 10 seconds. Time. Yeah.
Garrett with 2 queens going for a big raise to $4,000. Very big. Knows that Andy will probably make a light call on the button sitting $100,000 deep.
Wow.
This is pretty sick. We've got the double straddle on. Fasten your seatbelts if Andy sees a flop. You can have a massive hand here. Ling Ling makes it 700. Andy calls. Garrett squeeze. Andy in position. And we have liftoff. Again, Andy peels napkins to win a big pot versus Garrett. Queen 5-7. Andy's definitely peeling a turn here. Pair, backdoor flush draw,
5,000.
backdoor straight draw. Andy needs a 5, a deuce, a club to retain some equity.
Oh.
And a 6. That board's getting pretty dicey for Garrett's hand. Could Andy have slow played a set on the flop? He could have.
Check.
And Garrett thinks along the lines as we think in the chat. And he's going to pot control. And he's going to leave Andy some rope.
7,050.
Whoa, here we go. Lift off on hand number 134. 7,000. If I heard correctly. 50. And a call. River, the king of diamonds. Does Garrett have the queen of diamonds in hand? He does not. And look at this look from Garrett Adelstein. fasten all seatbelts. And it goes check, check.
It's been an up and down session for Andy Stacks. He's pulled off a couple thrilling bluffs tonight, but all that came to an end with Garrett and his pocket queens.
I always assumed Garrett was good with the ladies. What a life.
We'll be right back with more Bally's Big Bet Poker.
Don't go anywhere. The action's about to get even hotter.
Welcome back to Bally's Big Bet Poker. Let's join the table for our last action-packed hand of the night.
Richard Strato.
200.
No, it's just
Oh,
Mariano's
never
too.
mind. Never mind. You're okay.
You want your hand, Ling Ling? Fold. Raise to 6. Fold. Fold.
6?
Yeah. One more time into the breach, sir. Call. Good luck to you. I'm actually rooting for myself.
Andy still getting jiggy. 5 deuce now.
Call. 3 players.
And a set of 6 for Barry Woods, as if he wasn't running well enough.
11.
Casually says 11. Mariano with an open-ended. Double gutty for Andy Stacks.
Raise 3,300. Well. Call. Heads up. Check.
And look at how tricky Barry Woods is. Checks it right over to Mariano, who steps in it for a pot-sized bet of 8,000, 24,000 shipped to Barry Woods.
Take it back.
Barry, how much did you end the night with?
Less because of that last hand with Andy, but I ended up with, I don't know, about 65.
All right, so booked a win. You know, you were up and down, but you really steamrolled some people. Tell us about that hand with the when you flopped a set of deuces.
Yeah, I flopped a set of deuces. What else you want to know?
Actually, it was a full house.
Full house, yeah, it was deuces full. Yeah.
There were a lot of people in the chat deliberating whether or not you should have bet more on the river. Yeah. You got Andy in the hand. You got Gangster Frank. Those are some scary competition.
There was 2 guys in there on the paired board. I didn't want to see an ace because I figured that if somebody had an 8, they might have ace-8. Of course, they could have king 8 or 10-8 or anything else. So I slowed down because I had the bottom full house. So I just called Andy's bet. I got from both him and Garrett that I should have bet, but I didn't because I'm a pussy and that's the way it goes.
What are you going to do with all the money?
Either go to Disneyland or get a hooker. It's one or the other. I may do both. Take the hooker to Disneyland and get some board. What can I tell you?
All right, you heard it here from Barry Woods here on Live at the Bike. Thanks for joining us, Barry.
No problem. My pleasure. Thank you.
Well, Rick, it was a roller coaster session for Mr. Andy Stacks, but he made a great fold against Ling Lin. Winning poker isn't just about the hands you win. True skill comes with making the tough folds.
The big winner tonight? Who else Barry effin Woods. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Make sure to scan the code on your screen to sign up to our YouTube channel, and be sure to visit us online at Bally's Big Bet Poker for all the big announcements coming your way.
And if you enjoy learning insider tips, tricks, and secrets related to the world of high-stakes poker, or if you just want to know what Rick will be wearing on next week's episode, just give us a follow on Twitter.
It's just not right.
I'm Houston Curtis, and on behalf of myself and the outlaw to my left, Mr. Rick Marr, we'll see you next week for another episode of Bally's Big Bet Poker.
And remember, whether you're making a big bluff or scoring a big win,
it always starts with a big bet.
Cheers, everyone.